Hi, this is a picture of the world's first tungsten weights on a Pinewood Derby car back in 1979. I had two boys racing in Scouts. They never lost a race in 1979. They came in first and second, and they did so by such a margin that the next year the pack decided they were going to do the Rocket Derby instead because they just didn't want to see those two boys continue to beat everybody so bad. So that year, Dean raced his car at the Garland Districts, and he won there. So he got to race at the Texas State BSA Jamboree, and he came in second. Got a nice big trophy. The boys won the Rocket Derby by so much, many of the kids were crying. So the next year, they went back to the Pinewood Derby, and James won that in 1981. So there's the Texas second place trophy. There's the first place Rocket. And then the next year, the first place pack. They got smaller and smaller. I noticed that whenever my boys are racing or when the grandkids are racing, the first year they get a great big trophy, but when they win it year after year, they always cheap out and go for smaller trophies and sometimes no trophy at all. World's first tungsten weights on that Pinewood car. He was first in the pack, first in the district, and second in the state of Texas Jamboree. And James never lost a race in 81 with his car, our little old copper car. So a couple of years have to pass before my first grandson starts racing. Never lost a race. He was first in the pack, 2002, 3, 4, and 5. There's just one of his cars. And then this is the car that it was first in the pack. It was first in district. Here's the shot of him and the other kids at district. He was in first place. He even beat, I know, it was a $250 eBay car. And I said, don't tell anybody our secrets. And Calvin said, if anybody asks, I'll tell them the reason it's so fast is because it has winner written all over it. This is my granddaughter, Casey. When she was racing at the Lake Highlands YMCA, she said, I don't care if I win, I just want to win the cool paint job. And so she spent the time on a design and a paint, which is very clever. And after that race, though, she said, Grandpa, next year I want to win. Well, we worked real hard over the summer on that car. And when it came time for the race, it came in first in the pack in 2011. But I know from the guy that ran the track, he had a company called the North Texas Have Track Will Travel, and his track was busy all over North Texas almost every night of the week. And when Pinewood Derby season was on, sometimes on a Saturday, he'd do 3 different packs in one day. Anyway, he had records of over 21,000 runs on his track. And he showed me the data and he said, this car right here, my granddaughter's car, was the fastest car out of over 21,000 runs on his track. Grandson Jaden never lost a race when the car was not busted. He got second in the pack in 2010 because the starter dropped his car on the floor and it broke all 4 wheels and bent the axles. He was way out in front before the drop, so when all the times were averaged, he came in second. Well, with the second place, he was able to continue and race at district. So he fixed up his car and he got to run in the district races. He came in first in the district with new axles and wheels, and he set the district track record as the fastest car in the 6 years since they had gotten the new aluminum track. And they showed me the data they kept for all that time. The next year, first in the pack, first in the district. Next year, first in the pack, first in the district, and he was the winner of the National Scout Museum race, which included a $200 prize. And that was in 2012. The next year, 2013, first in the pack, first in the district. This was a super fast car. Again, setting district records. His little brother was excited to race. He was only 4 when he built his first car. This is a picture of it. And he had a 4 on there. And Jaden asked him, why did you put a 4 on your car? Do you want to come in 4th place? And Jordan said, no, it's because I'm 4 years old. Anyway, he beat the pack winner in the races after the Derby. So his car actually would have won if his big brother hadn't been in the race. When he got old enough to race, he came in first in the pack and first in the district in 2014. First in the pack in 15, 16, and 17. Some years they didn't have district, or they'd moved around and didn't notify people, things like that. Anyway, super fast car. Jarrett, he lost a few races with Gold Rush, but he should have gotten a big trophy for all his hard work. It came in 3rd in the pack. Well, you can see we had the Gold Rush logo, and this was actually a piece of copper, but it was made to look like $500 of gold. He finally had success with Angry Birds too, so it's the same picture of Angry Birds, but a much different car. As you can see, very skinny, and you see the tungsten we have in the back. Now I'm selling tungsten and having a fun time doing it for scouts all over. It's first in the pack in 2019. Now, this Cub Scout set 4 track records on his way to winning the first place in the Arrow of Light oil group at Mid-America National Scout Race in 2018. He had Texas Chemist Tungsten, Texas Tungsten Axles, and Texas Tungsten Laser Cut Pro Body. He was coached by his dad and by me, but he did all the work on the car. We're talking about drilling the axle holes, polishing the axles, all that hard work he did himself. The record of the fastest Cub car ever at Mid-America National Scout Race. It held up the next few years, and then after COVID closed it all down, and they don't have it anymore, so that record will stand forever. So we're pretty proud of all the work of all the cars we've had over the years. When my son was the Cub Master, he had me and him, we built a car called the Thunderbrick. And it was built to never win a race. We had to pound one of the nails in real hard to lock the wheel in place so that that car was slow enough to never win a race. So if ever there was a race and the kids would laugh at some poor kid whose car didn't go very fast, well, then he would challenge him to a race. And of course, even a slow car would beat the Thunderbrick. And then everybody would laugh at the Cub Master instead of the kid with the not so fast car. Thank you very much.